Hello everyone and welcome to a short single/EP review, and in this video I'm going to review Madre by Arca. This is the one direction that I like from Arca the most. It's when she goes to those modern classical pieces with a disturbing and dark tone to them, with some really beautiful operatic vocal passages, which is something that we saw with the self-titled album, which was back in 2017, and in my opinion it's by far my favorite work out of Arca, the direction that I liked from her the most, because with many of the other releases that would go into those experimental electronic approaches, I would certainly find some elements that would be really intriguing, but not really being that well complemented and being that much consistent in a full release. And even if her latest album Kikai definitely had some pretty intriguing stuff when it comes to the instrumentation and the production, and the electronic pieces being tied together with some other genres and making a pretty interesting result. However, nothing in my opinion has managed to be as compelling as the self-titled album, so I really like the fact that this project over here goes into this direction. Now this is mainly a single, the track Madre, that also features Oliver Coates, and this goes to a similar format with like some hip-hop singles where you would have different versions of the songs, like the acapellas or the instrumentals. Now what we have over here is the track Madre, then we have Madre Violo, which feels like an alternate version of the song with different elements of instrumentation and some different vocal passages, but the main idea sort of feel the same. And then you have the acapella version of the track Madre and the instrumental version of the track Madre Violo with the track Violo. Even with those four tracks though, we still have a pretty lengthy release as it goes for 32 minutes. And this is because we're talking about some quite lengthy tracks. The track Madre goes for 9 minutes and the other version, Madre Violo, goes for 7 minutes. And so the other two versions would go for the same lengths. Madre is a gorgeous track. I love those vocals, I love the delivery, how dark and how haunting this track is, and the overall piece of instrumentation, it's really minimal and it's really beautiful. At times it might feel a bit euphoric, but the overall aesthetic is pretty dark, pretty grim, and I really like the progression, like the way this track goes for 9 minutes. It's mainly a minimal song, but I like how this track is structured throughout its 9-minute runtime. Madre Violo is a pretty interesting alternate version, but in my opinion, compared to the original one, the first one, it lacks a bit of the atmosphere and the emotion to it. I still find that most of the vocal deliveries over here feel spectacular, but the instrumental is a bit more lacking in comparison. I still find it to be a really interesting approach. It has this weird piece of minimal instrumentation and I'm really not sure what type of instrument this is, but it sounds pretty nice, and it's another track that mostly feels minimal, but it has a really avant-garde sense to it when it comes to the way it's structured, which can obviously become even more apparent by listening to the instrumental version, which by itself it feels okay, but in my opinion the main thing that shines throughout the songs is the vocals. So I wasn't really feeling the instrumental version of Madre Violo. And then we have the a cappella version of Madre, which by itself it feels really nice because I love the vocal delivery on this thing, but it certainly misses something. The classical composition with a string section feels much more fulfilling. However, like I said, some of the parts might feel a bit more euphoric when it comes to the instrumentation, so it manages to feel more isolating and claustrophobic, because like I said, the vocals feel the most haunting and the most dark out of this whole project. So considering this being the direction that I like from Arca the most, this for me is one of the most compelling things she has ever done in her entire career. I really enjoyed Madre. Even if the rest of the versions do not surpass the original, it's still a pretty decent short project, and it's certainly worth your time, especially if you were fans of her self-titled project. I'm going to give Madre a 7 out of 10. What's your opinion on this single? Like it, dislike it, why, and what do you want me to review next time? Let me know down in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.